everybody, it's Claire here from Sewn by Claire, and I thought I'd pop on and just do a little video about how to source your fabrics, or what types of fabric to source really, for your Lilly Rose Dolls characters now that the kits are no longer available from the Lilly Rose Dolls website. Now, it can be quite concerning and also overwhelming if you are trying to do a search for a particular type of fabric when you don't know the composition and you don't know the name to ask for when you're looking for these types of fabrics. So what I thought I'd do is show you some alternatives that I've sewn with for my Lilly Rose Dolls characters, but that you might also find useful in terms of finding some names and terms to use when you are looking for fabrics yourself. So it's going to be a bit of a just sit and listen kind of a video. I hope that's okay for you. But I've got my very willing assistant here, Harvey Hedgehog, who I made up as the sample for some of the videos, making that. And what I wanted to show you is that his suit is made from Needlecord. I'm hoping the camera is going to pick up that corduroy. Now this one is a fine forest green colour. It's a very dark green. I did the little felt patches on the back there with the blanket stitch, but in my opinion it turned out really well. He does pick up a little bit of fluff, but corduroy's like that anyway. But in terms of holding the shape of the garment correctly, I'm trying to get the light right for you so that you can see, but in terms of holding the creases nicely, when you need a crease perhaps in the trousers, or when you're wanting to hold a shape, then I think that he's done actually really very well, and that makes up as a really nice alternative. And this is called BabyCord, so it's a little bit finer than a traditional corduroy. So you might have been used to seeing this kind of corduroy here. Let me just see if sorry it's crinkled, I've just sort of grabbed bits out of my scrap basket. So can you see these lines in the fabric? Well, they're almost like little bits. Can you remember the old camberwick bedspreads, where you used to have like tufts of fibres standing up in rows on bedding, very, very old bedding? Well, that's a little bit similar to what Needlecord is, just a much finer version of that. On the back it's a cotton, so it's 100% cotton generally speaking, and then you have what's called wales. You have these different size of wales, or lines of these fluffy bits on the fabric, and if you smooth your hand one way it feels rough, and if you smooth your hand the other way it feels smooth. And that's something you've heard me talking about when I've been doing my videos, called nap. So corduroy is a really, really good option, and you can get this in all sorts of those earthy tones that Claire Bowman, the designer of Lilly Rose Dolls, used for the male characters. So this one was a forest green, and this one's more of a khaki green. Can you see or a mossy darker green? Can you see the difference in the colours there? Hopefully the camera will pick that up for you. Both I think would work really well if you were struggling to find anything else. This is often called Needlecord or BabyCord, and this one would be just referred to as corduroy. For me, I think the BabyCord, Needlecord, same thing, works best because you've got that very, very fine line. Oh, you can just see it there on the camera, I think, if it just focuses. Move it away a little bit, and hold it still so don't make you dizzy. There we go. Can we see those lines in there? Very, very fine. But you should be able to find that relatively easily available. Some of my fabric online suppliers are the Fabric Boutique at Ashby-on-Trent, Ashby de la Zouch, not Ashby-on-Trent, Ashby de la Zouch, and also Croft Mill Fabrics are very good on price as well and do very well with their sales. You may have your favourite sellers anyway, there's lots of them about there, but those are just two that I have used in the past and had good service from. So Harvey, I think you'll admit, looks very nice. Now, I did have a commission for a Bramble Bear, but in the Hawthorn suit. So Bramble Bear is a character by Cool Crafting, but he also wears, I haven't got the book in front of me, he also, I'll put a picture in for you, he also wears this wool style of clothing, and he has a waistcoat and a pair of trousers, no shirt or anything, but so just waistcoat and trousers. But the fabric that I used for that one was this one that I did get from Cool Crafting in the UK. And this was 100% wool, so this was a little bit pricier. And this, I don't know if they do this one anymore, but it's got like a raspberry stripe through it, but it's a dark brown background, excuse my broken nail, dark brown background, and then it's got this like cream stripe in it, and then the pink stripe through it, which I thought was really nice. Now this is a, excuse me, 100% wool, so this one's a little bit pricier than the cotton will be, but it makes a really, really nice fabric as well to work with. So you can always have a look on the Cool Crafting website and see if you can find something from there, because they do offer the packages for what they call the Meadow Suite collection of dolls, which is their taller ones. Let me just grab Bramble Bear and I'll show you. So this is the size of Bramble Bear, who is one of their larger friends, and that's next to the 16-inch doll by Lilly Rose Dolls. As you can see, there's a difference in size there. Just for the scale of the fabrics in terms of how they look when you make up, because we're looking to get that scale right for the fabrics in terms of the prints we use to make sure that they look fine. But Bramble Bear by Cool Crafting is also a good make. Also, I've got Lily and Lamb here, who is also, as you can see, so Lily and Lamb is the 22-inch character. Bramble Bear stands slightly taller, just slightly taller, but has longer legs, so you can adjust the length of the legs if you wanted to. So just to give you an idea of the different size of characters. Now, for the Bramble Bear, then chair's not sliding with me. The Bramble Bear, I used this 100% wool fabric with that pin stripe in there. So we went for something that got a really fine stripe in that was easy to use. So that was good. The other one that I did make a Harvey as well for Harvey Hedgehog. But don't forget that the fabrics of these characters are interchangeable, because the designs quite often of the trousers or some elements of the jackets are the same. So again, you can mix and match the clothing between the characters. The only one who has different legs, I think, is Hartley Hare, who has a different leg pattern for his. But otherwise, it's the heads that make the characters different. So if you've got a 16-inch Bertie and you've got a 16-inch Harvey, the clothes between the two of those will be interchangeable, as they would be for Eli the elephant at 16 inches as well. The other option that was really good, and for the Harvey Hedgehog that I made that I gifted, this fabric was very good and very useful. Now it looks a bit like a wool, oh sorry, don't need that little thread, do you, just there? It looks like a wool to me in there, looks like it's woven, but it's actually 100% cotton. It's just what they call a flannel. In England we'd call it probably a brushed cotton, is very similar, but it's a flannel fabric, so it's got a little bit of a fluff to it. If you can see, it looks quite fluffy. And this one, I've not got a full code there, but look at this number here, this 9618, and this about screen prints style, because I bought some very similar, sorry, some exactly the same but in a different colour. This is going to be the backing for Clementine's Christmas quilt, and so I can tell you what this one was, and this is called, ooh, get it right, Winterwool by Benartex. Winterwool by Cheryl Haynes of Prairie Grove Pedlar for Benartex, and then it's got a details, and that's 100% cotton, look on there, screen print, vintage style. So that's the same code, so that's why I know the first bit of this is correct, because that's the same code as is in the bottom of that one. The 9618 on the end of there is the same. So I know that these are the same fabrics, just in a different colour, and they do these in all of those earthy tones as well. But this made up beautifully well for a Harvey Hedgehog that I gifted. I hadn't, at that time, I hadn't got the pattern for Bertie Bear, but I have got the book now. So if you were looking for something that was really easy to work with, then this is a fabulous, fabulous choice. And as I say, it comes in a whole range of colours. Now these two fabrics, the red and the brown, I got from Quorn Country Crafts in Eastleigh in Leicestershire. So I had to just think then for a second. and they were available. So you would then be able to email them with the name or telephone them with the name. And I think they also do fat quarter packs of these as well that you can pick up, which is quite good. So those are really good options. Oh, I've just found this bit. This is the bottom of a skirt, look. So I wanted to say this is a needle cord again. But I saved this because I thought that might make a jacket, or it's a bit creased, isn't it? Sorry. Might make a jacket or a pair of trousers for one of the characters. There's just about enough length in there from where I shorten the skirt. So don't forget to look in the charity shops as well, because you may well find, or in your own wardrobe, or your husband's wardrobe, or your brother's, or whatever, or son's, because you might find in there an old jacket, or an old blazer or something, or a pair of trousers that they no longer wear, that you can then repurpose the fabric for. So, you know, recycling the clothing is a really good source of fabrics. I keep saying sorry, I do apologise. A really good source of fabrics for your characters' clothings, because you can normally get a large enough piece for a doll, whereas you would need to buy a metre if you were, or two if you were making something for an adult. So offcuts of clothing, or from the charity shop bag, that type of thing, especially if you can get something that's in the discount rail, then that can be a really good option too. You can always launder it when you get home and everything will be fine. Just remember, if you're sewing with that 100% wool, I would recommend you use a press cloth on it, because if you use a hot iron that you can use for your cottons, but if you used a hot iron for your wools, you can sometimes give it that shiny sheen on the top. So use a press cloth. You can use a fabric handkerchief. It won't make that crinkle. You can use a fabric handkerchief. You can use silk organza like I use for mine. You can use an old tea towel or an old pillowcase, that type of thing, or just a piece of thin fabric that you place between your fabric that you're making your garment out of and the heat of the iron. So you sandwich your press cloth in between, and it'll just take the fierceness of the heat, but it'll allow the steam to go through to press it, and it'll also allow some of the heat through with that in order that you get a good press. The last one that I want to share with you as a good alternative too was these three here, which I think are called Thatched. I think this is a brand called by Moda, so that's a package that I picked up again from Quorn Country Crafts. I think these are fat 8s, I think these are. Oh look, it has got something on here. Right, okay, so we have got I was looking for a selvage edge earlier and I couldn't find it, because sometimes the ends of them have them. Trying to look underneath it, looks. Let me show that up on the camera for you. I'll put it in the description below as well. So these are from Country Crafts, and this says 100 years, created by Renee Nanneman of Needle Love for Andover Fabrics, and this is pattern number 428. So it's got that really nice sort of like mottled effect on it, which would look really nice, I think, on a suit for a character. That's probably better side, isn't it, to look at? But that's lovely, and they've got all of these different colours, as I just showed you, and I think those two would be really lovely to sew with, but would make up really nicely as well for some fabric. So they're available from Quorn Country Crafts, because I went and bought some with the idea of making the clothes for the characters. This is another one that I picked up as well. It's still got the label on, and this is called Enchanted Dreams by Moda. This was a ½ metre I picked up for £8.75 from Quorn Country Crafts, again on there. Let me turn it around without the label on and you can see. Again, I think that would make a very interesting suit for a character as well. Again, it's a quilting cotton weight, so it's 100% cotton, which always will hold a crease really well. Generally speaking, if you have any polyester or nylon in your fabric, it's going to be bouncier. It's not going to hold a crease quite as well, and that's why the quilters tend to favour, and certainly I do as well, let's make it easy for ourselves if we can, favour working with 100% cotton instead. And quilting weight fabric is absolutely fabulous for these types of characters and their clothes. You can normally buy them in the smaller cuts as well, so either a long quarter, which is 25 centimetres by the width of the fabric in total, which is normally about 115 I think it is normally. Let's have a look, shall we have a look and just see what this one is, because this is a ½ metre, isn't it? So this is a ½ metre by the length of fabric. So if I hold this up, look how much you get for your ½ metre. This was £8.75. Well, you're going to get more than because that's from selvage. Can you see the selvage edge there? Look where it's printed and bound with the holes, and then that's the selvage there. So I know it's selvage to selvage. Let me get a tape measure and I'll tell you how wide this fabric is. Because sometimes it's hard to envisage these things, isn't it, when you're just at home. Yeah, this is 114 centimetres wide. So quilting cotton generally comes in 114 wide, whereas anything dressmaking will normally come in at 140, 154-ish. So it is, so dressmaking fabric is generally wider, but that's still a decent chunk of fabric. And if you were buying so this is a 1/2 metre by the width of fabric. If you're buying a fat quarter, normally you'd split that in half, and that amount there is a fat quarter. So you could get a jacket or a trousers easily, but whether or not you'd get both, it depends on the pattern and the design and what you're using for your lining, that type of thing. But that design, I think, could also look really nice as a jacket and trousers. So whilst I know that it's devastating to everybody that Lilly Rose Dolls don't offer those lovely gifts, kits that they were offering at one stage, then please don't despair. There are options out there that you can choose for your character. And in my opinion, having seen the original dolls on Claire's stalls and also having made quite a few characters over the years, then any of those fabrics that I've recommended today, so your quilting cotton in a design and a colour that you like, perfect, go with that, absolutely. Your needle cord, absolutely fabulous again, really going to give you a really nice result. Just make sure that all of your nap, so if you rub your hand down and it's smooth, make sure that the direction of your character from his hat all the way down his clothes, that nap goes the same way. So all of your piece of fabric pattern are laid onto your fabric in the same order, from sort of like from shoulder to hem and from waist to hem in the same direction on your fabric. Don't turn one way, because then you'll get the nap going a different way. And in some lights, if you get the nap on one side of the trousers going smooth down and the other side of the trousers going smooth up, it can look like it's different, batch numbers, like on yarn or on wallpaper. Sometimes you get different print runs, then that it can look a little bit like that if you get it the wrong way round. So just pay attention to that and you'll be fine. It's not difficult to do because your whole piece of fabric is the same way. So just make sure you're working from shoulder to hem or from waist to hem, and then you'll be fine. And also the brush cotton, the flannel. And I know Primitive Gatherings also, if you're overseas, then I know Primitive Gatherings do a lovely set of flannel fabrics and wool look fabrics as well, which you could use and would look really nice too. So as I say, just a quick video just to try and give you some pointers, because I just don't want you to be upset or to be stressed about this. And just have a little think when I know not everybody can manage to visit a bricks and mortar shop, but if you can't manage that, then eye up something in the wardrobe. That's always an option, but just check first with whoever owns it to make sure you can snip into it first, because those do, a suit jacket would give you lots and lots of fabric for trousers, for a doll, and a jacket and a waistcoat. And also is really good for the environment too. Okay, that's it for today. There's some more videos coming out. I think later this week they're going to start coming out on my secret project that I've been working on for some weeks now. So I hope you enjoyed that when that comes out. But there will be some more doll videos coming soon as well. But until then, everybody, have a great day, and let me know in the comments below if you've got any other suggestions for fabrics that you like to use, just so that if anybody is feeling stuck, then they can find those resources too. Thank you, everybody, and thank you for being a part of my community. Take care, everybody. Bye.